books is in. The books are in. Yep. They in. They're here.
Log in to KofiPaisaTV.com and get Spears of the Mossy Volume 1 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, from Spears the Pen Volume 2 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, Spiritual Combat Volume 3 by Kofi Paisa Research Team, One Night Before Bed by Any Harek Sean Calfunny, Kalawa's Trip to the Motherland by Kofi Paisa, From Cocaine to Consciousness by Any Harek Sean Calfunny, As I Learned, We All Learn by Kofi Paisa. Also, if you want fresh merch, go to our online store, Family Connect Apparel, and get all the brands. Also, get our 54 deck of quiz and educational cards available now on KofiPaisaTV.com.
Copyright disclaimer: under Section 107 of the Copyright Act of 1976, allowance is made for fair use for purposes such as criticism, comment, news reporting, teaching, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted for copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. ETM Hotel, Rennie Sean, welcome in peace. My name is Sean. I'd like to thank everybody for tuning into this late bill. I'm not even going to hold you up. I'm not even going to take all day. Uncle's live doing a debate. We'll do a rewind. Well, I'm going to do my own rewind. Unc might do one on pseudo killers, but I just wanted to go ahead and deal with some information real quick. I want to show you the ignorance of man. Real quick. So as you can see here, let me see if I can get the chat out of my way. All right, there you go. Okay, so as you can see here, all right, I'm here, Sutek here, Unc here, and then we got the three crazy people right here. This dude right here is getting over COVID right now, talking about he did a fast. But anyway, I'm gonna play the video and then I'm gonna deal with it.
So you telling me inherit Sean P. So you telling me that the vaccine actually cures people of COVID?
He asked me, he says, any red Sean P, are you telling me that the vaccine cures people of COVID? Any red Sean P, are you telling me that the vaccine cures people of COVID? You see this dude, he's shaking his head, but watch this.
No, I'm listening to me. I'm gonna say this slowly.
I'm only asking, I want to yes or no. Does the vaccine cure people of COVID?
He asked me again, but this time he told me to say yes or no. Does the vaccine cure people of COVID? This is what he's asking me.
Yes or no?
The vaccine, first of all,
Brother, I want to get you. I want to get more brother Scrutiny.
let me answer, please, bro. Please. All right.
I want a yes or no, and then you can elaborate.
You can't say yes or no. You have to say what a vaccine does. A vaccine prevents the spread of infectious disease.
Brother, please. I'm not asking you what it does.
Trying to play you, Sean.
No.
I know he is.
I'm asking you a direct
The spread, the virus stops the vaccine stops the spread of infectious disease, hospitalization, and death. How?
Hey, brother, hold up.
All right. So I told them what it does, and this holistic dude says how. So what I'm going to do, I don't know if anyone is watching or not, but what I am going to do is I am going to show you how it stops the spread of infectious disease, hospitalization, and death. And I'm going to explain to you the answer to his question. Now, he asked me a question, but I wanted clarity because he said, does the vaccine stop COVID-19? So what I wanted to make sure was I wanted to ask him, are you talking about the virus or are you talking about the disease? They're two different things, but we don't know if they're two different things because of the way he poses the question. So for clarity purposes, I wanted to ask him that. He wouldn't allow me the opportunity. He wanted a yes or no question, and then he says I could elaborate, but that is incorrect. So now he's trying to get me to say something and then explain it after the fact. He's trying to trap me a second time.
Hold up. I want to ask you again. Stop, please. I just want a direct answer.
I just answered the question.
Is it yes or no? Does it stop?
It's not yes or no.
COVID?
It's not yes or no.
It stop hospitalizations.
I just said it. I just told you it stops the spread of infectious disease.
Hold on for a minute, Sean.
No.
All right. So that's what he said. So let's go here real quick. Sars-CoV-2. SARS-CoV-2 is the virus that causes a respiratory disease called coronavirus disease 19, which is COVID-19. You see this? SARS-CoV-2 is the virus that causes a respiratory disease called coronavirus disease COVID-19. SARS-CoV-2 is a member of a large family of viruses called the coronaviruses. The virus can infect people and some animals. SARS-CoV-2 was first known to people in 2019. The virus is thought to spread from person to person through droplets released when an infected person coughs, sneezes, or talks. It may also spread by touching the surface with virus on it and then touching one's mouth, nose, eyes, but is less common. Research is being done to treat COVID-19 and prevent infection with SARS-CoV-2, also called severe acute respiratory syndrome coronavirus 2. Key points. The clarification, variant classification and definitions. I really don't even need to get into variants. This is not what I wanted. So I'm gonna go to who? Coronavirus, okay, is an infectious disease caused by SARS-CoV-2, the virus. So when you ask someone, does the vaccine stop or cure COVID-19, you're asking an illegitimate question out of ignorance. So I need clarity to be able to answer you correctly. So I'm going to do this live. What is coronavirus? I'm beating y'all head up with the same thing. Coronavirus is a type of virus. Is he asking me about the virus or is he asking me about the disease? Can someone tell me if Taharka Bey is asking me about the virus or the disease?
How is it getting it out your system when it's reproducing?
I want to ask you again.
Let me answer, please. Herbs. If you're going to keep bringing up herbs, where's your blood work to prove that you got the disease out of the blood system?
Where's your proof that the vaccine gets the disease out of your blood system?
180 million. Strong proof.
How is it getting it out your system when it's reproducing?
180 million strong. See, you don't know how vaccine.
All right, so let me address the brother question about the spike protein. He says, how are you getting the spike protein out of your system? See, he's very incorrect. Now, when you get the vaccine, right, within the first 14 days, your body develops the spike protein. It trains your immune system to develop, right, the spike protein, to recognize the spike protein. Let's just keep it simple. The vaccine goes in your arm, to the cell, to the ribosomes, to the rest of the other cells and ribosomes, and so on and so forth. Each one teach one. It is training, at that point, it is training the immune system to develop a synthetic spike so that when the real spike comes, it will recognizes it. You have a 14-day period of all this transitioning happening, and then the spike goes away. You got the first 3 days, the vaccine stays in the system, and then it goes away. So once it trains the immune system how to recognize the spike when it enters the cell, it can mount a defense mechanism against the virus. That takes care of the holistic dude right here in the center that asked me the dumb question. The spike doesn't keep reproducing in the body. There's no scientific data on that. We've did this on several Science with Sean shows. So for him to sit here and say this was illegitimately ignorant. And then Taharka says,
vaccines work. You don't know how vaccines work.
Hey, brother, so you telling me inherit Sean P. P. So you telling me that the vaccine actually cures people of COVID?
Vaccines work by stimulating your immune system produce antibodies exactly like it would if you were exposed to the disease. After getting vaccinated, you develop immunity to that disease without having to get the disease first. Okay? This is asinine. This is asinine. I'm having to answer a dumb question. How do vaccines work and why are they important? How do vaccines work? Let's deal with it. How they work. This is the process. Vaccines is the safest way to protect your child. I don't know why I say child, but this is a child site. Against an infectious disease. Once your child has been vaccinated, they should have the ability to fight off the disease. But let's be more specific and let's deal with COVID. So let's go to how mRNA vaccines work. Gosh, dang it, man. He just took me back a whole year, yo. Straight up, I can't even lie. Vaccines help prepare the body to fight a foreign invader. All vaccines introduced to the body a harmless piece of bacteria or virus. However, let's move on to messenger RNA. Messenger RNA is a type of RNA that is necessary for protein production in the cell. mRNA uses this information in genes to create a blueprint for making proteins. Once cells finish making a protein, they quickly break down the mRNA. The mRNA vaccine does not enter the nucleus and does not alter the DNA. mRNA vaccines work by introducing a piece of the mRNA that corresponds to the viral protein, usually a small piece of protein found in the virus in the outer membrane. This is what we continue to be saying. Like all vaccines in the United States, mRNA vaccines require authorization or approval. We know that. This is the same blueprint. This is why I'm not reading all of this stuff. Now, does it prevent? What does the vaccine do? This is child's play. This is child's play. CDC real world study confirms the benefits of mRNA COVID-19 vaccines. All right. The study looked for the effectiveness of Moderna and Pfizer vaccines in preventing SARS-CoV-2 infection among 34,000 study participants in 6 states in 13 weeks from December 14th to 2020. So this is a study. I've talked about this before. They looked at the effectiveness of the vaccine. Without me going any further, I'm going to answer Taharka's question. Taharka, if you are referring to the disease, yes. The vaccine prevents the spread of disease. Now, qualifying my answer, the vaccine's efficacy is 94 and 95% infectious against the spread of infectious disease, hospitalization, and death. The answer to your question is yes, if you are referring to the disease. If you are referring to the infection, the answer is yes. It's good at preventing the spread of infectious disease. So therefore, you have a yes and yes. But you have to answer the question based on qualifying. Are you talking about the virus, or are you talking about the disease? They're two different things. They're not the same thing. One creates the other. The virus creates the disease. The disease doesn't create the virus. So I need to know if you're talking to me, if we are talking about the virus creating the disease or the disease creating the virus. Which one do you want the vaccine to work against? The answer is yes. Why is the answer yes? Because it prevents the spread of infectious disease, hospitalization, and death. I don't even need this study. I only put it on the screen because I do have people watching, and I see people in the chats, in both chats, because I'm on the Mossy and I'm on Science with Sean. So I see people in both chats. Look what it says. Study confirms COVID mRNA vaccines prevent infection. Gold standard. I should already be logged into this though, yo. If this is Medscape, I should have already been logged in. Yeah, y'all tripping. I shouldn't have to log in. I should have already been logged in. I got Medscape. Anyway, there's an article right here. This article deals with that because it talks about the effectiveness of the vaccines. Now, here's the question. Here's the next question. So how do you have breakthrough infections? Because the vaccines are 94 and 95% infectious against all variants except for Delta. Against Delta, Pfizer is 64% infectious. Moderna is 88% infectious against Delta variant. So there's a 12% likelihood of a breakthrough infection in Moderna's vaccine against Delta. And then there's a 36% chance of breakthrough infection in the Pfizer vaccine. And then there's a 46% or 55 or 54% chance of it in the Johnson & Johnson. So when you're talking to me, the answer is always going to be yes. Now, let's see if we can pull some data up. Let's Google it and see. I can go to my Facebook and pull up stuff, but I don't want to do that. So I just want to keep it clear here on what we're doing, and I want to deal with some key points. So all COVID vaccines currently authorized by the United States are effective against COVID-19, including serious outcomes of severe disease, hospitalization, and death. I sound so damn redundant without putting this information up. Available evidence suggests that currently authorized mRNA vaccines are highly effective against hospitalization and death for a variety of strands, including alpha, beta, gamma, delta, data suggests lower effectiveness against confirmed infection and symptomatic disease caused by the beta, gamma, delta variants compared with the ancestral strand of alpha, and ongoing monitoring vaccine effectiveness against variants is needed. A growing body of evidence indicates that people fully vaccinated with an mRNA vaccine are less likely than unvaccinated persons to acquire SARS-CoV-2 or to transmit it to others. So again, when he asked me the question, does the vaccine prevent or cure COVID-19? He is out of his mind crazy. What are you talking about cure? The vaccines prevent. The vaccines are not a cure. You can't cure a virus because a virus always is here. You can reduce a virus's symptoms to asymptomatic response. You can reduce a virus's ability to affect you to the common cold. I want to say this slowly for all the people who are watching the stream. Johnson & Johnson's vaccine has a cold virus in it, and it's modified to defend it against SARS-CoV-2. That's why they call it adeno-vector virus vaccines. Let's look it up. An adenovirus vaccine is a virus that has been altered so that it can make you sick, it can't replicate, cannot integrate, and all that. So let's just look up what adenoviruses are. Real simple. Adenoviruses that cause a range of illnesses that can cause cold-like symptoms, fever, sore throat, bronchitis, pneumonia, diarrhea, blah, blah, blah. They use the adenovirus. This, okay? Now listen to me when I say this to you again, ladies and gentlemen. If we have enough people vaccinated or infected and survived the infection, you have enough people vaccinated or infected, you can reduce the virus's effectiveness against us down to an endemic and potentially a common cold. So that when people do get infected, they have minimum responses to the infection because they have protection against the infection. The infection doesn't go away. You're still being, listen, your body is still being attacked by measles, mumps, and rubella. Your body is still being attacked by polio. Your body is still being attacked by whooping cough. Your body is still being attacked by chicken pox. Your body is still being attacked by all the 9 other eradicated diseases in America and the world. Do you understand what I'm saying? The problem is that you have an immune response against those eradicated viruses. So when you do get infected, you say, man, I got a cold. No, your body just been introduced to a pathogen that you're vaccinated against, and you're having cold-like symptoms. Oh, I got a cold, I got a sinus, or something like that. Your body is rejecting the virus, it's defending itself against the virus. So when Taharka does this,
herbs. If you're going to keep bringing up herbs, where's your blood work to prove that you got the disease out of the blood system?
Where's your proof that the vaccine gets the disease out of your blood system?
180 million strong proof.
How is it getting it out your system when it's reproducing?
180 million strong. See, you don't know how vaccines work. You don't know how vaccines work.
Hey, brother. So you telling me inherit Sean P? Yeah. P. So you telling me that the vaccine actually cures people of COVID?
He just asked me the dumbest question on the face of the earth, and all I want to do is get clarity so that I can answer the brother correctly. He just asked me if the vaccine cures a disease. Gold standard study confirms COVID mRNA vaccines prevent infection. I ain't said nothing about cure. Unvaccinated people 11 times more likely to die from COVID. It's correct. Vaccines against COVID-19 prevents breakthrough. Correct. I don't have to keep doing this, ladies and gentlemen. What I'm saying is all COVID-19 vaccines currently authorized by the United States are effective against what? COVID-19, including serious outcomes of severe disease, hospitalization, and death. So when I want to ask you a question to get clarity, you can't give me yes or no. I need to qualify your question. I need to get clarity on your question first, then I'm going to answer it. But because you try to run amok and you try to play the game on your channel, that's why I don't like to go on channels. And I made a mistake by clicking the link to get on there when I only wanted to ask the dude a question because I knew Unc wasn't going to ask the question. I wanted to get on there and ask him one of the questions that Sutek asked, but Sutek beat me to it. And then I wanted to ask another question before I got kicked out off the panel. But anyway, vaccination against COVID-19 prevents breakthrough infections, Stanford research finds. More than 99% of Stanford Care employees resisted breakthrough infections after receiving at least one dose of mRNA-based vaccines. I ain't going to go no further into that study. What I'm going to do is, let me deal with it like this. Exactly, Zane. Zane says it best. So I'm gonna put this up again. That's why, Zane, this is why. Watch my reaction.
No, I'm listening to me.
No.
I'm gonna say this slowly.
I'm only asking, I want to yes or no. Does the vaccine cure people of COVID? Yes or no?
The vaccine, first of all,
Brother, I want to get you. I want to get you more brother Stutek.
Let me answer, please, bro. Please.
I want a yes or no, and then you can elaborate.
You can't say yes or no. You have to say what a vaccine does. A vaccine prevents the spread of infectious disease.
Brother, please. I'm not asking you what it does.
How is he not asking me what it does when he just asked me, does it prevent COVID-19? He just asked me, does it question? He asked me what it does. He says, does the vaccine prevent COVID-19? And then when I go back and say what I just said, he says that's not what he's asking.
Actually cures people of COVID.
No, I'm listening to me.
Actually cures.
How is it getting it out your system when it's reproducing?
180 million strong. See, you don't know how vaccines work. You don't know how vaccines work.
Hey, brother. So you telling me inherit Sean P. Yeah. So you telling me that the vaccine actually cures people of COVID?
No.
See what I'm saying? Does the vaccine actually cure people of COVID? Does the vaccine cure people of COVID? No, the vaccine prevents the spread of infectious disease, hospitalization, and death. If you already have COVID, that means you have been infected by SARS-CoV-2. That's why I went back to define this thing. I said the virus that causes a respiratory disease called coronavirus 19. SARS-CoV-2 is a member of the family. Then I went over here and said coronavirus disease, COVID-19, is an infectious disease caused by SARS-CoV-2, the virus. So you had to already be infected by the virus to get the disease. You don't get the disease and then get the virus. You get the virus, then the virus causes the disease. Ladies and gentlemen, anyone paying attention to the sound of my voice right now, whether you're on the Mossy Warrior Clan chat, whether you're on the Science with Sean chat, He asked a stupid question. Because if you already have COVID-19, the vaccine is not your cure. They're going to tell you that. You've already been infected. They're going to tell you to wait and then get the vaccine, and then you're going to build up a stronger immune response against the virus. So the next time you come into contact with SARS-CoV-2, you have a substantial amount of protection. He asked me a dumb question. And all I wanted to do was get him to give me clarity so that I could help understand, because all I wanted to explain to him was, Brother Taharka, SARS-CoV-2 is the virus. So if you already been infected with it, bro, the vaccine is not the cure. Now, let me tell you something about the vaccine. The vaccine can help prevent long COVID. So let's just say you have some lingering long COVID illnesses, right? Symptoms, not illnesses, symptoms. Long COVID. All right. If you don't understand what long COVID is, ladies and gentlemen, long COVID is you still have symptoms after a certain period of time that of the disease passing through the body or through the system. Okay. Now that you've gone through the process of the disease passing through and you still have symptoms, that is long COVID. Okay, whatever those symptoms are, people have found relief in the vaccine, helping with those symptoms. Relief. So it makes absolutely no sense in this brother asking me, does the vaccine cure COVID-19, the disease? You've already got it, bro. You've already got the disease. It's late. The vaccine's job is prevention, not curing, prevention. Donnie says, that was a silly question. Y'all spot on, man. It makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. But he asked me that, and then he continued to ask me that. Then he got mad and kicked me off. He kicked me off. Well, put me in the back room. So I just left. Like, you ain't finna, bro, you asking me a question, and you asked me a dumbass question, and then I'm trying to sit here and answer your question, and I'm trying to give you the benefit of the doubt, and then you just try to be disrespectful and play a game. And then you playing a game with me because you're talking about the government mandating, having mandates for everybody but Congress or whatever, and then you want to flip the script on that, and then you try to say you're reading something, and then you go to a sign that said you went to a source that was trash and all get out, and you're not dealing with it, and we got the actual emails and all of that. It just makes no sense. Nah, me neither. Me neither. I couldn't imagine them owning a hospital. A vaccine's job is to prevent the spread of hospitalization, death, and infectious disease. I showed you that over and over. Over and over. What we're trying to do is get the virus symptoms to be reduced down to that of a common cold. That is the next goal. That is the goal of vaccinating everyone, because it's no longer a threat. Today, we found out, and I put it on my Facebook page, but we found out what, ladies and gentlemen? That the vaccine prevents death. And to be honest, when I go back and do this rewind, this show's like 3 hours long, and I really don't even want to go back and rewind this myself, because I'm not going to have the time to do that until like a Friday or Saturday, maybe. Not Saturday, but a Friday, maybe. And it would have to be this Friday, and I'm not going to put my energy into that. I'm definitely not going to put my energy into that at all. Sutek, that's because I'm streaming on both. I'm on the Mossy and I'm on Signs with Sean. But it looked like people leaving the Mossy and jumping into Signs with Sean. But it's just a fact. Like, this is ignorance at an all-time high. Now, I don't want to listen to Unc. I might just do the dude because Unc lined him up, and then the dude used sources that killed himself. But Taharka, he did, as you can see, look, I go right here, look, I ain't on the show. I'm kicked off. I was on the panel. Then I got kicked off. Then Sutek got kicked off. Then he brought Sutek back. And look, he looking for the button right now to kick me off.
Through, right? They were pressed on.
He's a doctor.
What?
This dude told me that Rand Paul is a doctor. I said, what kind of doctor is Rand Paul? He don't even know what kind of doctor Rand Paul is. And then he said like a neurological doctor. I said, that ain't no virologist, epidemiologist, or MUologist. See, people think that because they got a doctor right there that actually means something. Nah, that don't mean anything. That don't mean nothing. He doesn't have a doctorate in the field. He has a doctorate in another field. But I'm just trying to be as honest as I can. He asked me a dumb question. When he asked me the dumb question,
Never.
Ball game.
Never.
So why did you say they still?
Ask you again, Sean P. And Harry Sean
Yeah.
P. So you telling me that the vaccine actually cures people of COVID?
you see the question that he asked? Let me do this again. Maybe y'all didn't hear this dude correctly.
Get the vaccine. Santos doesn't want to get the vaccine. I'm a work to prove that you got the disease out of the blood system.
Where's your proof that the vaccine gets the disease out of your blood system?
180 million strong proof.
How is it getting it out your system when it's reproducing?
180 million strong. See, you don't know how vaccines work. You don't know how vaccines work.
Hey, brother. So you telling me inherit Sean P. Inherit Sean
Yeah.
P. So you telling me that the vaccine actually cures people of COVID? Is that
No,
the answer?
I'm listening to me. I'm gonna say this
I'm
slowly.
only asking. I want to.
The man asked me if the vaccine cures COVID-19. He doesn't know that if you have COVID-19, you have the disease. SARS-CoV-2 is the virus that infects you. Once you're infected with SARS-CoV-2, y'all see where I'm going with that? Then you deal with the disease. You have to get the infection first before it can spread. Before it can be a disease. SARS-CoV-2 is the virus that causes COVID-19. I'm going to say it again. SARS-CoV-2 is the infection, is the virus, right? SARS-CoV-2 is the virus that causes COVID-19, the disease. One more time. SARS-CoV-2 is the virus that causes COVID-19, the disease. So if you think the vaccine is going to cure your disease, your question is wrong. The vaccine prevents the spread of infectious disease, prevents hospitalizations, prevents death at 90+% against all other variants except for Delta. Depending on the vaccine, it could be 88% Moderna, 64% Pfizer, 56% Johnson & Johnson, which is still infectious and effective. And 99.998% of hospitalizations and deaths are in the unvaccinated population. This is why scientists are rejecting booster shots, and there's a big debate about booster shots. But most of these people have Pfizer, so they're out to get a Pfizer booster shot because they're trying to increase their the likelihood of not getting a breakthrough infection. That's the problem. So it's a political movement made by several other people who got Pfizer. You got Pfizer. Pfizer didn't do a really good job. I mean, they did a good job. The vaccine is still working. They did a hell of a job, but they didn't do a better job than Moderna right now. Again, as you can see, Moderna is wrecking shop against Delta. It's holding its own. How do I know that it's holding its own? I don't want to use an anecdotal account, but I've been around 3 people who've had SARS-CoV-2. All tested positive. I ain't have it. In their house, walking around, these mofos got COVID. I had no idea they had it. They had no idea they had it. They go and test, they had it. Tell me. I go handle my business. I ain't got nothing. You on your own, partner. But I don't want to use that. So we can use studies. Or we can use real world data. Out of 173 million people fully vaccinated, they had 11,000 cases that they focused on that were breakthrough infections that resulted in some type of hospitalization and treated and released, or deaths. Out of those, you got 2,000 breakthrough infections. I mean, you had 2,000 deaths. So out of the 654,000, 2,000 deaths was in breakthrough infections. And there were people that were over the ages of 60. There's so many dynamics that goes into the scientific data that you just can't answer your question, Taharka, with your ignorance. So when you continue to ask me,
yes or no, does the vaccine cure people of COVID?
Does the vaccine cure people of COVID? Taharka, SARS-CoV-2 is the virus that causes COVID-19. You can't get the vaccine, Taharka, if you've been infected with the virus already. You have to wait a little bit, Taharka. And then you get the vaccine, and then that increases your protection against infection. But when I come on platforms like this, I'm unable to educate the people in the audience and the people on the panel, because you already said, Taharka, that you did not agree with Unc. You're not with Unc on the vaccine tip. You're more with the herbal dude, and then the dude who keeps shaking his head down here, who just said he recently tested positive for COVID, and he 10 days into it, and he fasted. You with him, and he ignorant. So let me go back a little bit.
How many of them do you
using for tested? That means at the same time, right?
That's not what the sector of our community. They helped me along my journey.
The other thing is that
To the floor to you, brother.
well, the first thing is I want to say is you know what I mean, I did test positive for COVID. You know what I'm saying? I tested positive for COVID last Friday, and you know, my symptoms were very bad, very bad. You know what I'm saying? I got you know, I got all the typical black elements, man: asthma, high blood pressure, diabetes. Now, I will say, you know, I've been working on myself within the past like 5 to 6 years to lower my AC1. You know what I'm saying? To get my blood pressure in line, my cholesterol, and things like that. And I think that's kind of helped me going through this process now. I'm in like they say like 14 days for you to quarantine after you get that positive test. But what they don't tell you is that you have the option to try to get antibody infusions. They don't tell you that. You have to find this out on your own. You know what I'm saying? And so I've already missed that date. You have to do it within the first 10 days of being tested positive. You know what I'm saying? And so the other thing is that when I did show these symptoms, the first thing I did, fasted. I fasted. I ate mostly fruits. I drank like, ginger tea, water, over the counter stuff like that. But, it's vastly improved my condition. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see how we can trust any of these things that they're putting out there for us to go do. Because
how many of y'all are going to fast when you got COVID and you're having hydration issues? This fool said he fasted. He just ate fruits and stuff. Y'all heard him. I'm supposed to trust him. There's no research that support anything that he says. He brought this up. What is monoclonal antibody therapy and who is eligible to receive it? For the first 8 months of the pandemic, blah. With monoclonal antibody, physicians now have a way to help prevent severe symptoms. Oh, but I get on here and then I clear that up for him. More recently, blah, 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 blah. How does monoclonal antibodies work? Monoclonal antibody therapy, also called monoclonal antibody infusion treatment, is a way of treating COVID-19. The goal of this therapy is to help prevent hospitalizations, reduce viral loads, and lessen symptom severity. This type of therapy relies on monoclonal antibodies. These antibodies that are similar to the ones your body would naturally make in response to the infection. However, monoclonal antibodies are mass-produced in a laboratory and are designed to recognize a specific component of the virus, the spike protein or its outer shell. By targeting the spike protein, these specific antibodies interfere with the virus' ability to attach and gain entry into the human cell. They give the immune system a leg up until it can mount its own response. This therapy can be extremely effective, but it is not a replacement for vaccination. The community still needs to step up and get vaccinated to break the virus chain of transmission. Okay, so the brother says something very anecdotal. Very anecdotal. He says it. And let's listen.
if you really if you catch this and you go try to get some help, they don't really tell you what to do. They tell you nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just wait for you to start having breathing problems and for you to try to come in and whatever.
Let me do this real quick. I want people to see this message. How are you fasting and eating at the same time? Let me stop sharing my screen. That should look a little clearer. How are you fasting and eating at the same time? Let me reshare my screen because I don't want nobody to think that I'm making this up.
On myself within the past.
Yeah, and I'm talking not you in the real world. They don't know who are polite, who is to the table, and that's it's a
stuff like that. The other thing is that you have the option bad thing try to shut yo.
Yeah, I'm taking a real risk right now.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
taking a real risk, but I like information, and like I don't have to agree with which I don't agree with him. However, I do respect what he brings to the table, and that's it's a level of respect when somebody. Right. And then even if I don't respect what Unc brings to the table, I know he got some power hitters behind him, and so I'm interested in what they have to say also because they're going to speak to Unc. But I also respect Brother Rodney because he has given me some pertinent information that actually helped me along my journey too.
Right.
So
Right.
I yield the floor to you, brother.
Well, the first thing is I want to say is, you know what I mean? I did test positive for COVID. You know what I'm saying? I tested positive for COVID last Friday. And, you know, my symptoms were very bad. Very bad. You know what I'm saying? I got all the typical black elements, man, asthma, high blood pressure, diabetes. Now, I will say, you know, I've been working on myself within the past like 5 to 6 years to lower my AC1, you know what I'm saying, to get my blood pressure in line, my cholesterol and things like that. And I think that's kind of helped me going through this process now. I'm in like they say like 14 days for you to quarantine after you get that positive test. But what they don't tell you is that you have the option to try to get antibody infusions. They don't tell you that. You have to find this out on your own. You know what I'm saying? And so I've already missed that date. You have to do it within the first 10 days of being tested positive. You know what I'm saying? And so the other thing is that when I did show these symptoms, the first thing I did, fasted. I fasted. I ate mostly fruits. I drank like, you know, ginger tea, water. Now, I will say, you know, I've been working on myself within the past like 5 to 6 years to lower my AC1, you know what I'm saying, to get my blood pressure in line, my cholesterol and things like that. And I think that's kind of helped me going through this process now. I'm in like they say like 14 days for you to quarantine after you get that positive test. But what they don't tell you is that you have the option to try to get antibody infusions. They don't tell you that. You have to find this out on your own. You know what I'm saying? And so I've already missed that date. You have to do it within the first 10 days of being tested positive. You know what I'm saying? And so the other thing is that when I did show these symptoms, the first thing I did, fasted. I fasted. I ate mostly fruits. I drank like, you know, ginger tea, water, you know, over the counter stuff like that.
So again, how are you fasting and eating at the same time?
But, you know, it's vastly improved my condition. You know what I'm saying? And I don't see how we can trust any of these things that they're putting out there for us to go do. Because if you really look at, if you catch this and you go try to get some help, they don't really tell you what to do. They tell you nothing. You know what I'm saying? They just wait for you to start having breathing problems and for you to try to come in and you know, whatever happens after that. You know what I'm saying? But my question is for Unc, do you have the shot?
Yeah, my whole family do. My whole family, matter of fact, all the research team, Science with Sean, Kofi Pasi research team, Mossy Clan Warriors, right? And everybody damn near on the Armor Raw squad except one person, Wuja. I don't know if he got it yet. But everybody got the shot, yo. Everybody, family members got it. We all got it. My grandmother got it. My aunt got it. My uncle got it. I beat them unmercifully till they got the shot. And they all say, well, bro.
Hey, bro, before you ask your second question, I do want to say now, because you brought up the monoclonal treatment, they are doing the treatment, and you're correct, within 10 days, but they are sending people home with information, asking them if they want the monoclonal treatment. All it is basically an antibody treatment. You're still going to have some form of protection. It's only to aid and assist in preventing you from catching severe COVID and potentially rolling over into one of them ECMO machines. That's all the monoclonal treatment is going to do.
What did I say? Was I wrong? Was I wrong? I read it to you right here. Right here. This thing aids in preventing severity Look, reduces viral loads and lessens symptom severity, prevents hospitalizations. That is the only goal of this. This ain't the solution. It is not a replacement for vaccination.
It's going to help build up a response temporarily. That's what they did with Trump. They fed him temporarily with those antibodies, and then after that, he got vaccinated and never told nobody. So
watch Taharka. When I say that Trump got vaccinated, watch Taharka.
You earlier on, they wasn't providing that treatment because it wasn't approved for emergency use. They were still in testing, so they didn't know if it would work for everyone. But so I just wanted to answer that. I just wanted to answer that for you because you brought that up. Now the other part, we could deal with that another time. I'm not going to deal with that, but
hold on, Sean. I just want to know that Shawnetta actually got that treatment because I told him to get it. Well, he went and got that treatment.
What they are actually treating people with is type O blood. That's what's helping.
This fool said they treating people with type O blood. And he told us to look it up. How does monoclonal antibody therapy work? How does it work? I read it to y'all. Monoclonal antibody infusion treatment is a way of treating COVID-19. The goal is a therapy to help prevent hospitalization, reduce viral load, and death. So let's go and see. Don't want to use Healthline. Let's go be more specific. Watch this, y'all.
Advertising on YouTube.
Hello, I'm Len Cannon.
Good to be with you. I'm Mia Gradney. As COVID-19 cases soar, so is demand for monoclonal antibody treatment. Governor Abbott received the treatment after testing positive just last week.
Abbott tweeted today the infusions are free for Texans 12 and older with a doctor's prescription. But is it really that easy?
Stephanie Whitfield has been looking into what it takes to get an appointment in Houston.
Dozens of medical providers in the Houston area are offering this therapy, including Montrose Emergency Room. As of today, if you test positive and you qualify, you'll get an infusion on the spot. This is Regeneron's COVID-19 antibody cocktail. The Montrose Emergency Room has plenty, and the process of getting a monoclonal antibody infusion is pretty simple. If you're at high risk of severe illness and test.
Let me show y'all Regeneron's monoclonal antibody treatment. Does that look like type O blood? Hello? Anyone? Who's watching? It's like 20 of y'all watching on 2 different channels. Does this look like what this dude said? Look at how, look.
For you because you brought that up. Now the other part, we could deal with that another time. I'm not going to deal with that, but
hold on, Sean. I just want to know that Shawnetta actually got that treatment because I told him to get it. Well, he went and got that treatment.
What they are actually treating people with is type O blood. That's what's helping the patients go home. They're treating them with type O blood, and that's
no. The monoclonal treatment is not that.
I'm not talking about. Talking about what is helping.
That's what they're using. No. They're
using type O blood.
No.
Okay. I'm look it up to her. Facts.
They're not using. They're not giving people blood transfusions, brother. They're not giving people blood transfusions, brother.
Look it up.
No, I don't need to. I already did it. Don't tell me to look it up. I understand you don't know who you're speaking to.
I know exactly who I'm speaking
I'm ahead of you, bro. I knew all of your arguments before you made them.
So I'm going to say it one more time. This is it right here. Ladies and gentlemen, I bring Exhibit A. I bring Exhibit A as evidence to the courts. I bring this. Listen to me now. I'm providing y'all with my evidence live. Here is my evidence. He said they doing it with type O blood. Let's run it back one more time. What up, Mo? Case, this for Mo, because she wasn't listening.
Actually rolling over into one of them ECMO machines. That's all the monoclonal treatment is going to do. It's going to help build up a response temporarily. That's what they did with Trump. They fed him temporarily with those antibodies, and then after that he got vaccinated and never told nobody. So you earlier on they wasn't providing that treatment because it wasn't approved for emergency use. They were still in testing, so they didn't know if it would work for everyone. But so I just wanted to answer that. I just wanted to answer that for you because you brought that up. Now the other part we could deal with that another time. I'm not going to deal with that, but
hold on, Sean. I just want to know that Shawnetta actually got that treatment because I told him to get it. Well, he went and got that treatment.
What they are actually treating people with is type O blood. That's what's helping the patients go home. They're treating them with type O blood, and that's
no. The monoclonal treatment is not that.
I'm not talking about what is helping.
That's what they're using. No. They're
using type O blood.
No.
Okay, I'm look it up, Taharka. Fact.
This is Regeneron's COVID-19 antibody cocktail. The Montrose emergency room has plenty, and the process of getting a monoclonal antibody infusion is pretty simple. If you're at high risk of severe illness and test positive for COVID-19, an on-site doctor will give you a prescription and start the infusion today.
We've been seeing a lot of patients curious about it, calling us and coming in for the infusion.
Houston Methodist says more than 1,400 patients are scheduled to get the therapy this week. The state has opened new infusion centers to keep up with growing demand. Appointments are available with a doctor's referral. The wait time for an infusion depends on where you go.
More of our emergency rooms, they have this treatment, and then we
Dr. Anna Maria Macaluso Davidson with Memorial Hermann says patients can typically get an appointment within a couple days. The key is getting the treatment early, in the first 10 days of noticing symptoms of the virus.
It's great that you're feeling well, but if you're at risk for higher illness and kind of severe complications, this is what's going to help keep you from progressing to that point. It's very well tolerated and really effective at doing its work at keeping you out of the hospital and having severe illness.
Monoclonal antibody therapy, also called monoclonal antibody infusion treatment, is a way of treating COVID-19. The goal of this therapy is to help prevent hospitalizations, reduce viral loads, and lessen symptom severity.
Actually rolling over into one of them ECMO machines. That's all the monoclonal treatment is going to do. It's going to help build up a response temporarily. That's what they did with Trump. They fed him temporarily with those antibodies, and then after that he got vaccinated and never told nobody. So you earlier on they wasn't providing that treatment because it wasn't approved for emergency use. They were still in testing, so they didn't know if it would work for everyone. But so I just wanted to answer that. I just wanted to answer that for you because you brought that up. Now the other part we could deal with that another time. I'm not going to deal with that, but.
Hold on, Sean. I just want to know that Shawnetta actually got that treatment because I told him to get it. Well, he went and got that treatment.
What they are actually treating people with is type O blood. That's what's helping the patients go home. They're treating them with type O.
Okay, he told us to look it up. Let's see what this says right here. New Orleans area blood shortage impacts care for emergency patients, newborns, doctor says. While the drop in donations over the summer is normal, high demand are lowest blood donations due to COVID-19 pandemic. This ain't gonna help us. This ain't gonna have nothing to do with COVID-19. Look, the blood center is also screening for COVID-19 antibodies of all blood donations to identify potential conservative plasma donors. And plasma don't work. Them trials failed. They got issues with that. So let's go back and let's see if we can find something else, because he told us to look it up. I remember them making this argument, less likely to test positive for COVID, but we don't have any studies investigating whether blood type is linked to COVID-19 risk. Like, there's nothing for us to really get into here. I mean, we get into rooters. But it's not really gonna do anything. I mean, I can click on stuff, but what am I looking for? He just sending me on a wild goose chase. Relationship between the ABO blood group and COVID-19 susceptibility. In addition to influence of age and gender of the ABO blood group distribution in patients with COVID-19 from the Wuhan hospital were analyzed and found that the age and gender do not have much effect on the distribution. So this was pointless. Conclusion: people with blood type A have a significantly higher risk for acquiring COVID-19 compared with non-A blood groups, whereas blood group O has a significantly lower risk for the infection compared with non-O blood groups. But where's the study showing that they're using this to treat people? There's no study that exists. So like I said, he's sending us on a wild goose chase. When we're having a discussion about antibody treatment, he brings up type O blood, and that's furthest from the truth. The boy is crazy. I mean, I'm not gonna go keep looking at a wild goose chase. Let's go.
Blood, and that's
no. The monoclonal treatment is not that.
I'm not talking about what is helping.
That's what they're using. No.
They're using type O blood.
No.
Okay. I'm look it up, Taharka. Facts.
They're not giving people blood transfusions, brother. They're not giving people blood transfusions, brother.
Look it up.
No, I don't need to. I already did it. Don't tell me to look it up. I understand you don't know who you're speaking to.
I know exactly who I'm speaking to.
I'm ahead of you, bro. I knew all of your arguments before you made them. Ask Unc.
You're talking
Ask
about
Unc.
You're talking
Ask Unc.
I'm not gonna
No. Do yourself a favor. Ask Unc. Did the brother that's talking to me right now know all my stuff before I said it? Ask him. See what he say.
I thought he was a damn mind reader or something.
I'm gonna tell you like this, Taharka. They're giving you the science from the people who base their whole lives on destroying you. I'm gonna tell you like this, Taharka. They're giving you the science from the people who base their whole lives on destroying you.
So, since we're giving you the science from people who've been trying to destroy us, why does 150 million or more of them got the same vaccines that we got? Following the same science that we're following. Why it ain't destroying them? You see how people change the argument? He's supposed to be debating Unc about herbs. He didn't present a single herb that can cause an immune response. Unc took all his plays away from him, and he still tried. He spent 20 minutes on trying to fight Unc off about vaccines, and then using misinformation, bad studies, and didn't understand what cytokine storms were. See, I can go through this whole video and break him all the way down to the very last compound, because we already got all the information regarding the arguments. Every time we talk to somebody who supposedly has an alternative for Black people in the middle of a pandemic, it's the same regurgitated information. But this was this brother's problem. He had sources and he had slides, and they wasn't well put together. And then he had anecdotal arguments. Well, he messed himself up.
Yeah, I'm not taking it regardless.
No, I'm telling you the truth. Their science.
No, I don't care what they say.
They use their science to read this book.
Don't bring that book out. Don't bring that book out, because she don't support you, bro.
Yeah, she don't support you.
We can get her on the line too.
Yeah, don't make
get her
us
on the
get her
line
on the
and she'll
line.
clear it up.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Hold up, bro. Let me let my brother.
Taharka, did you hear that though? That the lady that wrote that book supports us in vaccines.
I'm gonna ask you a question, though, Unc.
Did you know that? Did you know that?
I'm not
Y'all haven't proved that the vaccines are safe.
The man said we ain't proved that the vaccine's safe. 99% of the people dying are unvaccinated. 99% of the people in the hospital are unvaccinated. That's proof.
All right, man.
Oh, let me get my brother comedian Jay Scott back in, brother. He didn't finish his thought.
Yeah, you kind of punch drunk, yo. Relax.
I just want to say that, you know what I'm saying, I think that, you know, because I've looked at, you know, countless amounts of, you know, videos, Sadie, like what I think.
Kind of punch drunk, yo. Relax.
I just want to say that, you know what I'm saying, I think that, you know, because I've looked at, you know, countless amounts of, you know, videos.
This is his research.
What'd they say?
They use their science to read this book.
Don't bring that book out. Don't bring that book out, because she don't support you, bro.
Yeah, she don't support you.
We can get her on the line too.
Yeah, don't make
get
us
her on the
get her
line
on the
and she'll
line.
clear it up.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Hold up, bro. Let me let my brother.
Taharka, did you hear that though? That the lady that wrote that book supports us in vaccines.
I'm gonna ask you a question, though, Unc.
Did you know that? Did you know that?
I'm not familiar with it.
FYI, the birthday boy reached out to the lady who wrote the book, Medical Apartheid, and he told her how anti-vaxxers was misusing her book. And she said she just really never had the time to deal with them because they always bring up a fuss. And that she doesn't support the anti-vaccine movement. And we have the screenshots of the conversation. Because the silent assassin reached out to her and makes it happen every time.
To prove that the vaccines are safe.
All right, man.
Oh, let me get my brother comedian Jay Scott back in, brother. He didn't finish his thought.
Yeah, you kind of punch drunk, yo. Relax.
I just want to say that, you know what I'm saying, I think that, you know, because I've looked at, you know, countless amounts of, you know, videos, Sadie, like what I think what it boils down to is that, you know, you have to have your health in line to some degree. You know what I'm saying? You have to exercise. You have to eat the right foods. You can't be out here eating buckets of chicken and you think that herbs or anything is or a vaccine is going to help. You can't out here eating chitlins every damn Thanksgiving and you think that you're going to eat you've been doing that for 20, 30 years. It's just like what I tell like females that get perms in their hair. You're getting chemicals that are dissecting and fizzling your brain. Like I believe that, you know what I'm saying, we have to really take the health more serious. And it's been years and years and years of you abusing your body. Nothing at any point is going to help you unless you focus in on your health. You know what I'm saying? You can't be smoking cigarettes. You can't be smoking blacks. You can't be eating this processed meat. You can't, you know, because at the end of the day, right now, white folks are mad. White folks are rebelling. You understand what I'm saying? White folks are showing that energy out here that they don't trust anything that's being put out here because they family members are dying from these shots. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
That's not true.
This white folks movement. That's why.
But brother, I'm telling you what I see in these streets and out here.
It's 180 million fully vaccinated people. How many of them you think are white? Or no, let me rephrase that. There's 180 million fully vaccinated people that in the United States. How many of them do you think are white?
Okay, so how many people are white out of those 180 million?
Yeah, you only got 50 million black people.
Listen, yeah, there's only 50. Listen, there's only 50 million black people. So the 90% of the people are white people that are fully vaccinated. Even the people that was spewing the anti-vaccine rhetoric, the Europeans that was spewing the rhetoric are vaccinated. Their head honcho, Trump, was spewing the vaccine rhetoric. He's fully vaccinated.
Now, Taharka asked me about this. Trump says he is unlikely to get a vaccine booster. Why would he want to get a vaccine booster if he already didn't have the vaccine, ladies and gentlemen? So again, I want to introduce y'all to Exhibit B. Trump says he is unlikely to get COVID-19 vaccine booster shot. Former President Trump, who received the COVID-19 vaccine before leaving the White House this year, said he is unlikely to get the booster shot.
His daughter fully vaccinated.
Where can we find that information, brother?
They're having problems.
Taharka, thank you for asking me. Thank you for asking. What I'm gonna do?
Taharka asked me, can I prove that? And the holistic gentleman jumped out the window. So here is Exhibit B when they asked Sean for a source. Trump says he is unlikely to get the COVID-19 vaccine. What? Booster shot. Former President Donald Trump, who received the COVID-19 vaccination before leaving the White House this year, said he is unlikely to receive a what? The booster shot that U.S. health regulators are expected to approve in the coming months. I feel like I'm in a good shape from my standpoint. I probably won't, Mr. Trump said in an interview with Wall Street Journal. I'll look at the stuff later on. I'm not against it, but it's not, probably not for me, is what he says. So let's not go to just one source, right? Because I don't want anyone to think that I'm making it up. Trump and his wife received coronavirus vaccines before leaving the White House. Exhibit C. Former president and his wife received coronavirus vaccinations in when? January, before leaving White House, an advisor said on Monday. He talked all that anti-vaccine rhetoric only to get the vaccine before leaving the White House. Now, remember, he was infected in January with COVID. He was infected. He got monoclonal treatment. And after the monoclonal treatment, they vaccinated him before he left the White House. Straight up. Taharka did what? What did he say? What did he say? And watch the holistic brother.
Movement. That's why.
But brother, I'm telling you what I see in the streets and out here.
It's 180 million fully vaccinated people. How many of them you think are white? Or no, let me rephrase that. There's 180 million fully vaccinated people that in the United States. How many of them do you think are white?
Okay, so how many people are white out of those 180 million?
Yeah, you only got 50 million black people.
Listen, yeah, there's only 50. Listen, there's only 50 million black people. So the 90% of the people are white people that are fully vaccinated. Even the people that was spewing the anti-vaccine rhetoric, the Europeans that was spewing the rhetoric are vaccinated. Their head honcho, Trump, was spewing the vaccine rhetoric. He's fully vaccinated. His daughter fully vaccinated.
Where can we find that information, brother?
They're having problems.
Taharka, thank you for asking me. Thank you for asking. What I'm gonna do, Taharka?
Prove it, Taharka. Prove it, Taharka. Former President Donald Trump and his wife, I don't even know how to say her name, Malaya or whatever, quietly received coronavirus vaccinations in January before leaving the White House, and advisor said on Monday. Let's go to the next article. Trump and his wife were vaccinated in COVID at the White House. It's March 1, 2021. Let's go down here. This is more recent. Donald Trump booed at Alabama rally after telling supporters to take the vaccine. See, had he did this from the beginning, Biden wouldn't have never had a shot. Let's listen to him.
I'm Cherie Saunders with USA Today. Former President Donald Trump was briefly booed at a rally on Saturday in Alabama after telling his supporters they should get vaccinated against COVID-19. Trump, who held a rally in Cullman, Alabama, about 50 miles north of Birmingham, touted to rally-goers that the 3 vaccines, Pfizer, Moderna, and Johnson & Johnson, were developed in under 9 months during his presidency. He then suggested that they get the vaccine. He said, quote, "You know what? I believe totally in your freedoms. You got to do what you have to do. But I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good," unquote.
Now, let's look.
But I asked the child, so what would you do after describing? Would you leave the military until everything's out, including the civilians?
Oh, no, that's the 5-year-old child. Oh, here you go. Boom. This is
3 days, less than 9 months. And it's great. And you know what? I believe totally in your freedoms. I do. You got to do what you have to do. But I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines. But you got, no, that's okay. That's all right. You got your freedoms. But I happen to take the vaccine. If it doesn't work, you'll be the first to know, okay? I'll call up Alabama and say, hey, you know what? But it is working. But you do have your freedoms. You have to maintain that. You have to maintain that. And you got to get your kids back to school.
There you go. So you heard it out of his mouth that he got the vaccine. But unfortunately, these dudes don't know this on this channel.
How many of them do you think are white?
Okay, so how many people are white out of those 180 million?
Yeah, you only got 50 million black people.
Listen, yeah, there's only 50. Listen, there's only 50 million black people. So the 90% of the people are white people that are fully vaccinated. Even the people that was spewing the anti-vaccine rhetoric, the Europeans that was spewing the rhetoric are vaccinated. Their head honcho, Trump, was spewing the vaccine rhetoric. He's fully vaccinated. His daughter fully vaccinated.
Where can we find that information, brother?
Three days, less than 9 months. And it's great. And you know what? I believe totally in your freedoms. I do. You got to do what you have to do. But I recommend take the vaccines. I did it. It's good. Take the vaccines. But You got, no, that's okay. That's all right. You got your freedoms, but I happen to take the vaccine. If it doesn't work, you'll be the first to know, okay? I'll call up Alabama and say, hey, you know what? But it is working. But you do have your freedoms. You have to maintain that. You have to maintain that. And you got to get your kids back to school.
We're having problems.
Taharka, thank you for asking me. Thank you for asking. What I'm gonna do, Taharka? I'm on my laptop. I'm gonna switch, and I can show you whatever you want to see.
I got a question though, real
White
quick.
people are having problems.
Let me say this. Can somebody please explain to me why they just excluded?
Now, I don't even want to deal with this. We kind of already went through all of this stuff a couple of times, and I just wanted to show y'all the ignorance of Taharka Bey. He asked me, would a vaccine cure COVID-19? You already infected with the virus because you got the disease. The vaccine's job at that point is about prevention. It can't prevent the disease. You already got it. You got some, if you already been infected with SARS-CoV-2, the virus, and you're asking me if the vaccine can cure a disease, then think about what you're asking. So when I asked you for clarity, you tried to play hardball and say yes or no. So I said yes, because the vaccine's job, I said yes based on where I am in the understanding. Yes, because the vaccine prevents the spread of infectious disease. Meaning, if you don't have the disease and you don't have the virus, it will do its job. But if you're infected already, the answer is no. And then when I brought up the Trump situation, you told me to source up, unaware that Trump had already had the vaccine, brother. And you heard it out of the horse's mouth. So I showed you the articles, and I knew I was walking you right into the rally. So it's real easy to actually pick these people apart that come on these platforms and do all of this talking. That's why I get frustrated with them very quickly, is because I already know where they are, and I'm more concerned with how dangerous their information is to the audience. You had somebody who's pushing holistic health on the panel saying that the vaccines wasn't safe. The boy literally said the vaccines are still in phase 1 trials. Ladies and gentlemen, I have explained this several times before. So I'm going to go back and I'm going to do this before I get out of here. Because this video got taken down several times because, the presentation got taken down because of a video that was in here, in the presentation. And therefore, I'm not going to play it, but I am going to put this on the screen. And I'm not going to play the video. So, of course, y'all already know the vaccine makers skip steps, right? I'm not going to go through my intro. I'm not going to read my hypothesis or the research questions. I define what an animal study was, a laboratory experiment using animals to study the development or progression of diseases. Animal studies also test how safe and effective new treatments are before they are tested on people. The COVID-19 vaccine is now authorized for emergency use in the U.S., where it's subject to the same forms of research routinely expected of all vaccines. Even though they were manufactured in record time, in part, the process was sped up thanks to previous related vaccine research and because some of the earlier testing stages were consolidated. Okay? But a Texas state lawmaker recently claimed falsely that animal trials for the vaccines were stopped because the animals were dying. We traced the clip back to May 6th public hearing for Texas Senate, blah, blah, blah. They talk about him making the claim. They deal with the claim. I ain't gonna do that. This is the video. They're all false. The claim is false. Chris Maggi, head of policy and media at UK nonprofit Understanding Animal Research, told Full Fact that in the case of COVID-19 vaccines, data already existed to indicate the vaccines were safe, which enabled researchers to run animal trials alongside the early stages of human trials. Had the animals died during the process, he said, the human trials would have been immediately halted. The fact that they were not indicates the animals did not die unexpectedly. He also said animals used in drug trials are usually euthanized so scientists can examine the internal organs for signs of pathology. An estimated 26 million animals are used every year in the United States scientific and commercial testing. I don't even got to go there. I ain't got to go here either. Or here. Which animals are being used to develop COVID-19 vaccines? Mice are being used to test whether vaccine compounds are safe to be trialed in humans. There is only one strand of genetically altered mice that is susceptible to COVID-19. These mice were developed to research the SARS-CoV outbreak. Non-human primates are our closest living relatives. Unlike mice, they can contract the COVID-19 virus. Researchers are using primates to test the safety in vaccine compounds. Pfizer and BioNTech announced data from preclinical studies of mRNA-based vaccine candidate against COVID-19. Immunization of non-human primates, rhesus monkeys, with BNT162b2, all right, modified messenger RNA, right there. I ain't got to read no more. They use the monkeys, non-human primates. Pfizer announced preliminary preclinical data in mice and non-human primate models. So they use mice and non-human primate models. What did Moderna do? Moderna used non-human primates. Okay, vaccination of non-human primates for mRNA 1273, which is Moderna's, induced robust SARS-CoV-2 neutralizing activity, rapid protection in the upper and lower airways, and no pathological changes in the lungs. Johnson & Johnson. What did Johnson & Johnson use? Syrian gold hamsters. Ladies and gentlemen, can you see this? Syrian gold hamsters. I can't go back, sorry. And then Johnson & Johnson turned around and they used monkeys. What animals are used to study coronavirus? Mice. Animals are also the key to evaluating the protective efficacy and safety of any new treatments, including COVID-19. The key stages to develop a coronavirus vaccine: basic research, mice, lab work, mice, non-human primates. You don't get to clinical trials until you have successful preclinical trials. Corrected fact check: COVID-19 vaccines are not experimental, and they have not skipped trial stages. False. COVID-19 vaccines authorized for use in the US and UK are not experimental and have all completed animal and clinical trials. Pfizer and Moderna did not skip animal trials. Uncle read this because I gave him the source. He read this on the show. The claim: Pfizer and Moderna vaccines skip animal trials because of mRNA. No, false. Pfizer and Moderna did not skip trials. There's a video in there. I want to play that. Coronavirus vaccine trials have delivered their first results, but their prominence still unclear. Scientists urge caution over hints of success emerging from small human and animal trials. This is when they begin to run the trials concurrently. They already did the mice. They moved from mice to non-human primates. They moved from non-human primates and mice to humans. So they ran humans They ran humans, hamsters, primates, and mice in the phase 1-2 trials. You had a preclinical trial, you had a phase 1, you had a preclinical trial, then you had a phase 1 and 1-2 trial. The phase 1-2 trial involved small groups of people and still had the animal testings. Now, ladies and gentlemen, what they actually did when they infected the first group of mice was they infected them with SARS-CoV-2, vaccinated them, waited a little while, killed the mice, dissected the mice, checked for any type of organ damage from the vaccine in the mice. Once they dissected the mice, realized that there was no organ or internal issues with the vaccines, they proved safe and infectious because it would have shown up in the mice trials. So then they went to non-human primates. They always start in the lab. They can't go to phase 1 until the lab proves worthy. They can't go to phase 2 until phase 1 proves worthy. They can't go to phase 3 until phase 2 is worthy. You don't get an EUA from the FDA unless phase 1, 2, and 3 prove safety and infectious. The vaccine development steps, the long way, the short way. Look what it says, preclinical. My mouse ain't gonna show up, but it says preclinical investigation, phase 1, 2, phase 2, phase 3, exactly like I've been telling y'all this entire time. Man, do y'all realize how long I've been studying this stuff? Again, design and explore preclinical studies, process development, preclinical toxicology studies, clinical trials, phase 1, 2, 3, large scale production, rollout regulatory review. On a cartoon scale, SARS-CoV-2 genome sequencing took place first. Once they got the sequencing, they mapped it out and realized what the receptor binding domain is. That's what RBD means, the receptor binding domain. The lime green shows you the subunit of the spike protein. They knew exactly where to map this thing out at. They moved on to protein levels to find out if it was DNA or RNA. They knew it was RNA. So the antigen synthesis and vaccine formulation began. Once that began, you got your lipid nanobase, you got your particles, you got you got all of that. Then you go into your in vivo testing, which is on mice. Then your preclinical trials, which is on non-human primates. Then once you prove the infectious, you got it clinical trials. Then you prove the safety and infectious in the clinical trials. Then you get small scale production, large scale production. Then you have mass production, distribution, and then you out the gate. The problem with people is they don't know that we've been doing this study since the pandemic kicked off, and we really have been trying to lead people to the right information from the jump. And it's unfortunate that we have people like Taharka Bey who already biased. I don't know why Unc went over there. He already knew Taharka was not. He said it on the show. I ain't getting no vaccine. He told it straight up and down. I feel sorry for his family and the people around him or the people who love him dearly, because if he does catch COVID-19 and he does have a severe transition, a severe reaction or and all of that, and it becomes severe and he has to fight for his life, maybe then he considers the vaccine. But maybe that's too late. Maybe that's too late. So when you ask me for a source, I'm going to give it to you and you're not going to like it because I'm going to give you the raw real. It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. I think Unc did a good job. He could have did a couple of things better. He could have lined certain things up the way that it needed to and killed it early on. He gave him 30 minutes. He did a good job in the 30 minutes that he had. The brother's response to Unc was more so trying to refute Unc out the bet and not present his argument, and he never really got to it. And he claimed to have all these slides that was just really bogus. And at the end of the day, it came down to appealing to emotions, because that's really all that he did. It's really all that he did. So I just want to appreciate everybody who came in late, tuned in. I was really only going to do this thing for like 15 to 20 minutes. It ended up being an hour and 40 minutes. This is streamed on the Mossy Warrior Clan channel and Science with Sean. I do see that Unc is still woke, and he talking about he want to talk. And you've been talking this whole entire time, Unc. I done cleaned up the mess. I ain't even let you get off the show. I cleaned up the mess. I just dropped the link, Unc. I do want to say, hey, Rumisu Nefer, Sin Nahisi. I really was supposed to be doing a live stream, right? Honoring and paying respects to Big Brother Nahisi, but Aunt got me caught up in this vaccine stuff, and it just threw the whole little birthday bash away. So I'm gonna make it up, and I ain't gonna tell you what day, but I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I did it for everybody else. You know it's coming for you. Yep. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. Unc, I done sent the link. I done put your boy on blast. I done played Trump telling him in his own words he got the vaccine. You know what I'm saying? I done dealt with the monoclonal antibodies. I done beat all of that up, Unc. The monoclonal antibodies. I let Trump talk for itself. You know what I'm saying? Taharka dumb. He don't know the difference between SARS-CoV-2 and COVID-19 to ask me that question. And then he didn't want me to have clarity in his question. That's what frustrated me. How come I can't have clarity in your question? Because I need to understand that you know that there's a difference between SARS-CoV-2 and COVID-19. And what you're asking me is, does the vaccine cure something? The vaccine is a prevention. That means it stops it before it happens.
Yeah, so I got the, I mean, what I like to do is, since the pseudos don't never just answer a question, I like to immediately answer the question, like, no, right? No, because it wasn't designed to do that. It's a vaccine. And going to say what you said, because I know he's going to keep running, because that's our inking. I'm going to always run it, won't answer the question. So he in that mode, he think he got you because you ain't answering that. So I like to just answer the question, not no, but hell no. That's not what a vaccine does. It doesn't cure anything. It's not made for that. Simple as that. It's made to prevent you from catching it. And then I beat him, then smack my nigga. First of all, you should know that. Right? But
I told him that he didn't know that from the gate, though. So you don't even know what a vaccine do.
Yeah, but he thought he got us on the fact that you was talking. Nah, man, come on, yo, that was it.
When I left or something, because I ain't listened to it no more.
Well, he said he wants you on the one-on-one. He said he gonna destroy you. I was like, what? He said, who the best one y'all got? I said, Sean. Yeah, yo, go smash him completely all the way out.
I won't go on his show. He can come over here on the Mossy or Signs with Sean.
Well,
I ain't going no more.
I told you what it is. I got a fat one in tonight. Got a real fat one in. I'm trying to, somebody need to download that shit, yo. You download it in case they take it
I
off?
still got it up on my thing.
You download it yet?
Nope, I haven't downloaded it, but I got the stream up.
Yeah, download that. I tried to download, I couldn't download. I maybe got something wanted to stop me from downloading. I couldn't get them off.
Nah, because you off the stream. He ended the stream. You off the stream, and he ended the stream.
So what that mean?
Hold on. And when he ended the stream, it stopped you from being able to download it.
Oh, I ain't know that. Why was that? I never heard that before. I always
Yeah,
go back.
it happened like that, yo.
Wow.
So what had to happen is I'm still in the video. The video ain't uploaded, so you can't download it. And I don't want to download all this free YouTube stuff. So I'm leaving the video up to where I can get him. I done played some of the stuff where I come in and talk at because I really wanted to beat it up. And then that dude said that he fasted and then he ate fruits.
That nigga look sick, yo, like he about to pass out, dog.
Yeah, he did.
I said, yo, go look up long-term COVID, yo. He's like, all right, I say, seriously, yo, go do that. Chill. He might pass out tomorrow, yo, thinking he good. He already, 10 days left? He still, what he about 15 days in?
Now, I don't know how many days. He never committed to how many days in.
Well, he's past the 10, right?
He got to be past the 10. Yeah, he said he passed the 10 because of he couldn't get monoclonal. So it could have been 2 weeks.
So, nigga, you still looking like that after
Yeah.
nigga.
Yeah.
You one of them ones that might go in for like a month.
Longer than that. We ain't even ask him if he could taste and smell. He just said, I've been eating juices. I mean, I've been eating fruits and stuff. I've been fasting, but I've been eating.
He was so delusional. He was so delusional. He thought he had food poisoning.
Man.
I got food poisoning. It can't be COVID. It's food poisoning.
What?
But your man, what's the nigga name I had the conversation with? What's his name?
Which one?
Jerry. What's the crazy guy that was
Jack? Was it Jack?
I don't know. Jack stabbed himself up all night long. I couldn't believe it.
No, you talking about the dude you talking about Taharka dude.
Yeah.
Ray, I think his name is, what's his name? Rodney. His name Rodney.
Rodney read the fact checker. I'll be like, what are you doing, Rodney?
Yeah, he beat himself up.
Then he put the herb thing in there, like, and then Taharka them gonna argue with me over what scientific evidence is. I was like, what, Taharka? Yeah, they it's all on tape, yo.
Yeah, we got it. He said Taharka ignorant. Yep. He read response.
Yeah, he called you out though. I think you should just beat him all the way up.
Who called me out? Taharka?
Yeah, I think you should just beat him all the way up.
Nah, he ain't called me out.
He did. What you talking about? Live on the show. All the way. I said,
nah.
You ain't had no homework.
He can come on to Mossy. I ain't going over there.
All right, well, that's it.
Whatever he want to do. If he want to come over there, it's whatever he want to do. I'm right here. I'm on my side. I done been on your side twice. You ain't kicking me out like he did this the second time. I'd have been on his side, and he didn't kick me off the show.
Well, he put you in the back. He just put you
man,
in the back.
Fuck, nah, don't put me in the back.
Nah, that's what he do though. He actually put people in the back.
Nah, he ain't got to do that. He could just tell me to mute out. He just say, "Hold on, I'll mute out for a second." I mute out because I was muted. I was listening to people talk before I even said anything.
Yeah, he put me in the back. He put me in the back too, though.
Nah,
I don't stunt none of that, yo.
Well, I ain't playing like that.
Yeah, you got to do it the way you do it, yo.
Well, I'm just saying I ain't playing like that because we talking about people's livelihood. So why are we playing games with people's lives and we trying to censor people at that point? But it's okay for you to say all the dumb stuff and get all this dumb stuff off to the people. But then when someone intelligent can counter that and give you the right information, you want to sit here and try to censor that. It makes no sense. I can see if you're censoring ignorance, but when nobody being ignorant. And he don't want to have no conversation with me because I already got slides galore. So anyway, Taharka want to go, he gonna get beat up, and he's not gonna trip me up because he just tried to trip me up.
I ain't trying to trip you up. He's stupid. Can't trip nobody up talking about your vaccine, carry anything. Nigga, do your hat fly, nigga? That's the kind of question he asked you.
I know.
Does your hat fly? Answer the question first. Nigga, is a hat. You went here. Does it fly? Nigga, is a hat.
I answered this question when I simply stated the vaccine prevents the spread of infectious disease, hospitalizations, and deaths. That's the answer to it all.
He didn't understand the answer, nigga.
I know he didn't. And when he said it again, I said, I already answered your question.
Yeah, but I mean, you know.
He said, no, you told me what the vaccine does. You asked me what the hell does the vaccine do?
Is it 100%? No, nigga. Well then, That shit was.
He said that when I was off the show. Ain't nothing 100%.
He was like, yo, it ain't 100% him who do it. I say, nigga, one thing we do know is, you know what I'm saying? I stand a 6% chance of catching it, and you stand 100% chance of catching it. He couldn't do nothing but that.
Yo, so Fitz, I see you in the chat. I don't know if you watched this stream or if you watched Taharka stream, but if you watch this stream, I gave you parts of this video that you can clip, that you can clip up.
Tell
right?
him to get Taharka joint. Tell him he gotta get it right now. Go get it.
Hold up. I don't know if he's gonna be able to get it.
Why not? I've downloaded one of his videos before where he got a block on it.
No, that's not what I'm saying. That's not what I'm saying. I don't know. I'm finna put it in here because I'm streaming from the Mossy and the Science with Sean.
How you
So
do
I
that?
put it in both. There's the video right there.
How do you do that? Where is it at?
Because I'm on StreamYard.
And did you go to 2 YouTube channels?
Yeah, I'm on 2 YouTube channels.
StreamYard lets you do that.
Yep.
What?
Yeah. I'm signed in and I can go to 3 YouTube channels if I wanted to.
What?
And a Facebook Live. So he said he just got up. So okay, Fitz. If you watch this video, I play Taharka Bey asking me a dumb question, and then I answer the question with the evidence. Then he asked me about they brought up monoclonal treatment. So then I went to explain what monoclonal treatment is, because dude said that they give people type O blood. They ain't doing blood transfusions, bro.
They never did that. I don't know where you got
And then Taharka said you're gonna have to source up about this Donald Trump being fully vaccinated. So I played Donald Trump being vaccinated in his own word. I gave you some nice little clip ups.
Somebody said that? I didn't know they said that on the show.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, I didn't know. Donald Trump.
Hold on.
Senate staff.
He got vaccinated and never told nobody. So you earlier on they wasn't providing that treatment because it wasn't approved for emergency use. They were still in testing, so they didn't know if it would work for everyone. But so I just wanted to answer that. I just wanted to answer that for you because you brought that up. Now the other part we could deal with that another time. I'm not gonna deal with that, but
hold on, Sean. I just want to know that Shawnetta actually got that treatment because I told him to get it. Well, he went and got that treatment.
What they are actually treating people with is type O blood. That's what's helping the patients go home. They're treating them with type O blood, and that's
no. The monoclonal treatment is not that.
I'm not talking about. Talking about what is helping.
That's what they're using. No. They're
using type O blood.
No.
Crazy.
Look it up, Taharka. Facts.
They're not using. They're not giving people blood transfusions, brother. They're not giving people blood transfusions, brother.
Look it up.
No, I don't need to. I already did it.
No.
Look that up, Sean.
Nah, I already did. Then look. So look. Now I'm gonna play this again because you on here.
3 days, less than 9 months, and it's great. And you know what? I believe totally in your freedoms. I do.
Hold on, let me get to Taharka asking me the question. I gotta get to that because you ain't here.
Don't tell me to look it up. You.
What they say?
They use science to read this book.
Don't bring that book out. Don't bring that book out because she don't support you, bro.
Yeah, she don't support you.
We can get her on the line too.
Yeah, don't
we can
make
get her
us
on the
get
line
her on the
and she'll
line,
clear it up.
Okay.
Don't do it.
Hold up, bro. Let me let my brother.
Taharka, did you hear that though? That the lady wrote that book supports us in vaccines.
I'm gonna ask you a question, though.
Did you know that? Did you know that?
I'm not
Y'all haven't proved that the vaccines are safe.
All right, man.
Let me get my brother comedian Jay Scott back in, brother. He didn't finish his thought.
Yeah, you kind of punch drunk, yo.
So I'm interested in what they have to say also because they're gonna speak.
Now I will say, try to get some help.
He got vaccinated and never told nobody. So you earlier on they wasn't providing that treatment because it wasn't approved for emergency use. They were still in testing, so they didn't know if it would work for everyone. But so I just wanted to answer that. I just wanted to answer that for you because you brought that up. Now the other part,
drank like
this contest tonight.
I agree.
all to everybody, colleagues, this afternoon, President Biden announced several important
Congress. I'm coming from.
Yes, I'm telling you to wait. I'm telling you in 2 weeks.
All right, so I got the part where he says it, but it's clipped up in here in between this. The last hour, well, hold on, I don't even know how long this video is. 4 hours and 16 minutes, I think it went. So around like the 3 hour mark, he says it somewhere in there, but I play Trump. I got it on here timed up perfectly. But I you know, he says you got to source up, and I source up and I play it. But anyway, man, yeah, the people crazy. Then I explained what monoclonal antibody therapy was. You know what I'm saying? And I put a video on to show it and let people see that it's, you know what I'm saying, what it is. It's just like, it's what's crazy is this, is if people going to get monoclonal treatment, right, they might as well just get the vaccine and prevent all of that. Because,
It's just the stupid shit, man. Like,
yeah, because what's going to happen when you go get monoclonal treatment, they got to put an IV in you. What they going to use to put the IV in you? A needle.
It's just the whole shit is just ridiculous. So let me get this straight. When that guy gets sick, is the naturopathic ambulance gonna come and take him to the Taharka Bey Hospital? Or is he gonna have to go to the very place he telling everybody don't fuck with?
Yeah.
That's the part, that's where the rubber meets the road. I don't want to hear none of that. I don't want to talk. I don't want to hear it. Do you have a naturopathic hospital with designed, guaranteed treatments to help me if what you're doing fails? Because last time I checked, right now, we're in the pandemic of the unvaccinated. Last time I checked. So for me, Sean, man, I think the conversation was great. I just had never seen a person stab themselves up all night.
Man, I don't even understand that. All right, y'all. So let me just keep it real. Unc called me while the dude talking. Unc said, I'm trying to listen to the dude so I can catch him up in his bullshit. But Unc is talking to me while I'm trying to listen to dude. I'm getting frustrated with Unc because I'm like, Unc, I'm trying to listen to the dude. Unc said, what did he just say? I said, Unc, he just killed himself. He just talked about animal trials.
Then he read the AP source. Look, here you go, y'all. Listen, this is crazy. So if I make the statement, vaccines didn't use animal trials, right? And then I share my screen. Watch this. That's what this nigga did. This was crazy. Look, ain't this the source he used, Sean?
Yep, there you go.
So imagine me saying vaccines didn't use animal trials. Then I start reading it. It say Pfizer and Moderna did not skip animal trials. So right now, you gotta know you in trouble. I should know at this point I'm in trouble. Then I read the claim. The Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are mRNA vaccines that skipped animal trials because using mRNA vaccines on animals triggered dangerous. And so he thought he was rocking right here. Then it says AP assessment, false. Then he actually read. He don't read this, he don't read that, right? But he read this. Pfizer and Moderna did not skip the animal trials when testing for COVID-19 vaccines. You're done. I was like, dog. And then he started reading. Here's the part where he was trying to use.
Hold on. I don't even want you. Hold on. Let me stop you. Let's just go to the game tape. While you on this part, let's just go to the game tape. Here you go right here. So people know you ain't making it up.
It hasn't, you're going through a clinical trial right now, and I'm gonna prove this to you. Let me get to where I need to be. Oh my goodness, where is, okay. Okay, let me get to this article. I want to read this for you. Pfizer and Moderna did not skip animal trials. I want you to listen to what is being said. The Pfizer and Moderna vaccines are mRNA vaccines that skip animal trials because using mRNA vaccines on animals triggers dangerous inflammation. Assessment, false. Pfizer and Moderna did not skip animal trials when testing their COVID-19 vaccine. As the race to authorize the use of COVID-19 vaccines continues, posts online are spreading misinformation. Okay, this is the truth. Recent posts are criticizing Pfizer and Moderna, who both announced that their vaccines were more than 90% effective at preventing COVID-19. One tweet with more than 4,000 likes suggests that the two companies did not conduct animal trials when testing their vaccines because testing mRNA vaccines on animals could cause dangerous side effects. The vaccines from Pfizer, BioNTech, and Moderna both rely on messenger RNA, where mRNA vaccines contain a genetic code that trains the immune system to recognize the spike protein on the surface of the virus to generate an immune response. Due to the urgent need for the vaccine in a surging pandemic, Pfizer and Moderna were given approval to simultaneously test their vaccines on animals while they were conducting phase 1. They haven't made it to phase 2 and phase 3 trials on humans.
He don't even understand what the validity of what this is saying to him. You see what I'm saying? Because he debunked himself. He debunked himself.
So what's it saying right here, Sean? It say due to the urgency vaccine, Pfizer and Moderna were given approval to do what, Sean? To simultaneously test their vaccines on animals while they were conducting phase 1 trials. Is that a true statement?
Yes. But they did preclinical trials because you have to have preclinical trials before you get to phase 1. The preclinical trials have to pass and show safety and efficacy. That's why they dissected the mice in the earlier preclinical trials. And then they came back with the 1-2 trial. When they came back with the phase 1-2 trial, that was to run concurrently along with the animal testing for other stuff that they were looking for. Remember, they had to modify the mice. They had to make those mice. And it doesn't take long. Remember, we went back when we talked about the study. They went and made the mice that they needed to make to do all of this trial testing. They were white mice.
Yeah, but we went through the whole thing on how they did the thing simultaneously and how serious that was.
Yeah, I know.
Before they even did that, they made sure the joint was, they had a pretty good idea that it was safe based off of the other research that they had prior to that, based off of actually fixing the pseudo, what is it? Damn, not pseudo, what was it? Utidine, based off of fixing Utidine that was causing the inflammation. They fixed that and changed to the pseudo-Utidine. We talked, so they like, man, this guy, I mean, I've never seen a human being stand up in a vaccine debate and try to use scientific articles and just murder himself with it.
Yo, but he came out the gate using the Israel study against you talking about. Yeah, but he used the Israel study to argue when you was using the clinical trials, he's using the Israel study. He don't even know what he's doing. The whole natural immunity claim.
Right here, I use the safety and efficiency of the Pfizer mRNA vaccine, right? I used this. He claimed that I was using this. No, not that. He claimed I was using no.
You gotta go over. It's the emblem is not on there. I don't see it on your page. Go over.
Yeah, I took it off. Yeah, I took it off. All right. Yeah, I get it. Hold on. He was saying this. Right here. Here you go.
Yeah, is it?
Yeah, this is what he said I was using. He's a nut. Yo, I wasn't using this. Some kind of way he got this confused with this. Let me see. Comparing SARS-CoV, natural immunity, maybe the words safety and efficiency. Yeah, he just said anything. He just said anything.
Mm-hmm.
This fool read this. He read this, right? I say, Sean, where the preprint at? Sean sent me the email, right? So what I did was I hit him with this. and then I hit them with this. Boom. So basically, yo, I've learned how to just talk to the audience and educate the audience. That's all I did. I took them to the preprint, what it was. Right? And I said, yo, that hasn't got the clinical, it's not it. You can't use that. And I explained to everybody how that's supposed to work. Like, this nigga was a dead man walking, yo. And before, I don't know if you was there yet, Sean, but what I did was I told everybody how to read the scientific article.
Yeah, I saw your
Yep.
Well, I ended up seeing the majority of what you presented early on in the discussion, because Sute, I didn't know where you was at live. You just said that you was live, and I didn't know where you was live at. But Sutek ended up finding it and putting it in the chat. So then I hopped in, and you was getting into the press. I seen the PowerPoint, so I already knew it was that. So I heard you out, and then I listened. That's why I asked you how long did he get, because I was running while you was talking.
Oh,
yeah. So I was jogging when you was talking.
Yeah, you ain't even need. Oh, you. I mean, this time this dude was so crazy for blood. Did he just destroy? I ain't never in my life seen it.
He beat himself up.
Yeah, how do you do that? Like, dog, you ain't come. But that's why people don't never want to use real scientific sources, because they never support them, and the pseudo always dies at their source. So I was glad that he was bringing. I say, oh, before the conversation occurred, I say, yo, can I have that study piece? He was like, nah, we gonna do it with that. I was like, okay, all right. I was glad that he brought us. I was so glad that this man brought some sources, yo, because that's when it's easy work when they bring sources. Because they ain't gonna never bring a credible source, yo, that make no sense.
Yeah, he took a screenshot of NBC breakthrough COVID cases, but he didn't explain it thoroughly, and he just kind of, rushed over it. Then he had another slide about emerging SARS variants. Then he had another slide where he just put somebody named James Dennis. James Dennis was on there twice, but people didn't realize that because he read them 3 different instances of the anecdotal accounts referring to is one dude and a sister, but he said these 3 different accounts where people said they had got the vaccine, but we don't know. We can't. There's a lot of speculations going on. And then he played a video on how mRNA vaccines work. And when he played the video, I gotta play this part. I gotta hold on. I gotta play this.
Well, they agree with us, right?
Yeah. That's why I gotta play.
Hey, why would you play a video explaining? I was like, yo, this dude is doing my job. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We didn't double teamed you. We didn't double teamed him.
Look at his face though. Look. He think he got you on.
I got him. I'm gonna play this.
He even got Bill Gates and all that in his slides. You already know where he's going.
Spikes. But since a few years, we have the ability to create mRNA vaccines, which can be developed much faster. So how do these vaccines work? Are they safe? And how do they compare to traditional ones? But first, you must understand how the immune system works. When a virus enters your body, it will attach itself to one of your cells and inject its DNA or RNA into it. This is like a blueprint for your cells, containing instructions on what the cell has to make. So in this case, the virus's RNA will tell your cell to make more copies of the same virus. They become factories, assembling new copies of the virus that can infect even more cells. But don't worry, our bodies have a defense system for foreign intruders. The immune system attacks any protein, virus, or bacteria that does not belong in our bodies. But it takes a few days for it to learn how to attack the intruder. Meanwhile, the virus factories are running non-stop, quickly replicating the virus and spreading it in your body. In other words, you start experiencing symptoms of whatever has infected you. After a few days, however, your immune system will have figured out how to attack the virus and will start producing antibodies. These attach themselves to the virus, preventing them from infecting more cells and marking them for destruction. As you can see, the immune system is remarkable, but it's slow to mount an attack. That is the reason why we can get sick in the first place. So to give it a helping hand, we developed vaccines. The main idea is to train your immune system to recognize and fight off an infection before it has occurred. almost like showing your immune system a mugshot of the virus and saying, if you see this, kill it. There are various types of vaccines, but let's take a look at the new kid on the block, mRNA vaccines. To understand how they work, let's take the COVID-19 pandemic as an example. You might have seen pictures of the virus with its distinctive spikes. These spikes allow the virus to attach to specific cells in your body and infect them. Now, here's the key idea for the COVID-19 vaccine. What if we could train our immune system to recognize these spikes by having our own bodies produce them? To do that, researchers took the virus's blueprint, its RNA, and isolated the part responsible for producing the spikes. Armed with this blueprint, they created mRNA, or messenger RNA. This is a special form of RNA that can enter your cells and give them instructions. In this case, the RNA contains instructions to build the spikes of the coronavirus. Not the virus itself, just the spikes. So RNA vaccines contain instructions for your cells that tell them to build a part of a virus in large volumes, almost like giving them a recipe to follow. Once this is happening, your immune system kicks into action and starts learning how to attack these intruders. Again, it takes some time.
Pay attention, it said that the mRNA vaccine only remembers and produces the spikes. Those are the receptors that allow
Watch this.
Sean, did we end up in an alternative universe?
We
Pay
did.
attention. The mRNA vaccine only produces the spike. Okay.
Look, how long does the mRNA spike protein last in the body?
Man, oh, you mean
how long does it last in the body? Moderna and Pfizer's work by introducing messenger into your muscular cells. The cells copies the protein. The mRNA is quickly degraded within a few days.
Yeah,
As cells break the mRNA up into small harmless pieces. The mRNA is fragile. This is why the mRNA can be so carefully preserved at very low temperatures. Now, how long does the spike last? Up to a few weeks, ladies and gentlemen. And I told y'all that during the show. I said it. So look, the infectious disease estimates that the spike proteins that were generated by COVID-19 vaccines last up to a few weeks, like other proteins made by the body. Let's click on the source. Here go the fact check. It just go down and just give you the fact check, the facts. So I can go back to the articles. I really don't need it. The immune system quickly identifies, attacks, and destroys the spike proteins because it recognizes. I told y'all that. See, it be so much stuff on your mind that when they say stuff, you already know the answer to it before. But you already know their angle when they're trying to address you. So when the brother was talking to me later on in the show, he kept on referring to the spike. Remember when we were talking about the monoclonal antibodies, he kept saying, no, because the spike proteins stay in your body. No, it don't. Ladies and gentlemen, the messenger lasts 3 days. The spike protein lasts up to a few weeks because that's how long it takes your immune system to train itself to recognize when the spike enters the cell.
Yeah, I needed that, so that was a good one right there. That's probably the only point I missed. But the shit was so funny. Like, okay, he actually showed us how it worked, and then he made it seem like it was a problem with that. Like, dude, you just verified how it worked. What are you talking about?
I was trying to find where he tried to play the doctor, and the doctor wasn't even agreeing with him either.
Oh, let's see.
On that slide.
Who helped put? Hey, Sean, did you go over there and help put that presentation together for that man, yo?
Hell no, I didn't. He did it to himself.
You had to, Sean. I don't believe you, Sean. I don't believe
you. He had to. Yeah, you got to go back and review you got to go back and
go back. No, move over to when I jump in. Watch how funny it be.
It's right here.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened.
Can you see? Oh, let me see.
Let me say something. And don't start the clock.
Okay, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, please use his information. His information proved my point. Do the rewind. I got all the shit he used to show you that he boomerang dogging himself. That's the most incredible presentation I've ever seen in my whole life.
How?
Hold up,
Hold up, we're gonna do that on the close.
Appreciate you, bro.
It's detrimental to the human body.
Hey, bro, I appreciate you.
Okay, we're gonna do that on the close, Rodney. With that being said, give 10 minutes of your closing.
Get him on the side.
Put me in the game, coach. Put me in the game.
You can use whatever you want. Rodney, after him, you got 10 minutes. You can do whatever you want. I'm gonna start the clock now. Let's go.
Using Rodney's information, what we say is a pseudo always dies at the source. So I really appreciate him using these sources. I taught y'all how to read a scientific journal. Rodney wasn't paying attention. This is the first thing Rodney used for us. Okay, hold on. Let me share my screen. Rodney says, share screen, boom. He says out of his mouth, they ain't used no clinical trials. They ain't used no clinical trials. And then he pulls up this. This says Pfizer and Moderna did not skip clinical trials. And somewhere in the middle of him reading it, he realized he was in trouble. But remember, he said it. Use the rewind. Rodney said that they skipped animal trials and they didn't use the monkey in animal trials. And he actually used this from the AP. Excellent source, Rodney. I appreciate you, buddy. Here's the claim. The Pfizer Moderna vaccines are mRNA vaccines that skip animal trials because using the mRNA vaccines on animals triggers dangerous inflammation. AP's assessment, false. So it was false, Rodney. I don't know why you read this, but you did. Pfizer and Moderna did not skip the animal trials when testing the COVID-19 vaccines. Well, it's over with that. So let me go right here. He said that they didn't use monkeys in the clinical trial.
No, keep reading. Keep reading.
Keep
reading up.
Man, he's cutting me off. I don't want you to do that. Be nice. Be nice, bro. Yeah, I don't got to keep reading. The audience has it to keep reading. I don't got to keep reading that because it debunked the whole thing. Here you go. Monkeys behind the COVID vaccines. It's from the National Primate Research Center. Just like I said, ladies and gentlemen. So they did use primates in that. It says, as announced in November 2020, right, the Moderna and the Pfizer mRNA vaccine tested it on rhesus monkeys were more than 90% effective in the preventing of COVID-19 and widespread phase 3 human clinical trials and are now on track for the emergence of the FDA approval. So once again, Rodney killed himself. But this source clearly proves my point that they did test it in primates in the preclinical trials. Do you know what preclinical trials are? Pre, before they get to the humans. Come on, man. Knock it off. Here you go. He also used this one, comparing SARS-CoV-2 natural immunity to vaccines-induced immunity reinfection versus breakthrough infections. He didn't know. He didn't take our class. Right here, ladies and gentlemen, this says the preprint server for health sciences. It's a good one, BMJ or Yale. It's a good one, but pay attention. It's a preprint. Let me teach you what a preprint is. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen, a preprint. In academic publishing, a preprint is a version of a scholarly or scientific paper that precedes before formal. Let me take it slow. In academic publishing, a preprint is a version of a scholarly or scientific paper that precedes formal peer review and publication in a peer-reviewed scholarly or scientific journal. The preprint may be available often as a non-typeset version available free before or after it is published. Here you go. So in publishing, ladies and gentlemen, you have your preprint, you have your postprint, and you have your published. You have your preprint. This is what he showed about immunity, right? Can always be shared in green. What's this? Repositories at any time. All right? Watch this. Submitted to a journal for peer-reviewed author corrections. That's the postprint. Author accepted manuscript, right? What I showed you was here, ladies and gentlemen. I showed you the published version of record. can usually only be shared if published by a gold OA or hybrid journal. He gave it a preprint. This is what I gave y'all. I actually gave y'all a published journal in the New England Journal of Medicine, not a preprint, ladies and gentlemen. Understand the difference. A pre, the prefix on pre means before it gets to publication, before it's published, before it's peer reviewed. I showed you something that actually went through the academic scrutiny. And by the way, this is the article I used. I said nothing about, watch this. I said nothing about the immunity, natural immunity versus vaccinated-induced immunity. So he claimed that I showed this. I never showed this. Ladies and gentlemen, I showed this. Okay, so we got some things to play here. Either I done died and ended up in an alternative universe somewhere, or I don't know. Here you go. He also showed this. Rodney, I really appreciate you, brother. You just proved my point trying to get me. What we say is you have boomerang dagged yourself. Herbal medicine in the United States, review of efficacy. We just took the class, ladies and gentlemen. I taught you how to read an article. I said the abstract. He read the abstract. I don't gotta read it again. The results. It says, unfortunately, Rodney, they should have added your name here, Rodney. Unfortunately, Rodney, there is limited scientific evidence to establish the safety and efficiency of most herbal products. Rodney, you read this. But thank you for being on my team today. Of the top 10 herbs, ginkgo, garlic, St. John's wort, soy, and cavan, have scientific evidence suggesting efficacy, but concerns over safety and consideration of other medical therapies may temper the decision to use the products. Then it just gives you the conclusion, because I taught y'all how to do it. It say herbal products are not likely to become an important alternative to standard medicine therapies. Remember I gave y'all the definition? Therapies, yo. Not a therapeutic, therapies. Unless there are changes in the regulation and standardization and funding for research for those products. Y'all need to put some money in y'all. Put your money where your mouth is. That's what y'all need to do. Okay? I read it. I clearly, at this point, I'm just astonished. Ain't nowhere in the world Rodney gonna come on here and do what he just did. He must have forgot.
Did you read?
Yo. Ain't no way, yo. Yeah. Ain't no way, yo. We just gotta get like, yo, sometimes, man, we just get a gift, yo, as a glaring example of why these niggas is crazy. Sometimes you don't even gotta work. Yo, he was a perfect person for this, yo. He actually tried to see, now y'all getting the real lesson, yo. Here's the lesson. They never want to use real scientific journals. See, I already know that. For years, I've already known that they could never use a scientific journal. And if they do, they will always misread it. They will misread it because if you read the motherfucker, it will go against what you're trying to say. Remember, we always stay on the side of science, right? And so when they're trying to prove their point, they never use journals. They use crazy shit. This guy asked Rodney, my favorite pseudo of all time.
The holistic pseudo.
Huh? A holistic pseudo. He trying to do the same. He got the, if y'all look behind his head, he got the element chart. He got all that shit. He's great. And then you know what he said his qualifications was, Sean?
What?
He's a mortician.
A who?
Niggas that work in the morgue, yo, a mortician. Am I saying it right?
A mortician?
A mortician. He said, we learn anatomy. Dog, you're burying people, yo. Sean, listen. Everybody pay attention. Nobody.
He's a mortician. You lying.
Huh? Yeah. He was like,
he said in this video?
Yeah. I'm a mortician. I was like, what? Because we had to learn all the anatomy. I was like, what? I say, yo, thank you, Rodney, for using scientific. So all I had to do, but then this nigga will read the journal and agree with what I'm like. I've never seen him like that before, yo. I'm thinking, is we all right? Sean, are we okay?
That dude said, okay, Uncle's right on this point.
What? What, yo? Where you at? What you gonna play?
Oh, I ain't gonna play it. But he said it when he was reading back the article.
Mm-hmm.
He said, well, Uncle right here.
I was like, am I living? Have I went to heaven? How, Sway?
He said you read the trial wrong, and he wasn't even on the trial you was on. You was talking about the actual clinical trial. He was talking about an Israel study.
Like, come on, yo. I've never in my life, yo, having conversations of 10 years of being in the conscious community, yo. I've never. Hey, Fritz, you gotta turn him up, Fritz. Come on, Fritz. Fritz, this got to be the greatest video forever. Like this one. This one. Yo. I got the download, Fritz. I got it. All right, Sean, we out of here, man. That was the most fun. I'm talking to you. I was like, Sean, I say, Sean, I don't even need Sean. I say, Sean, he's dead. You start saying, what? He's dead, yo. Just send me the pre. I'm just going to use his sources. I was right here looking up. I was getting his sources. I was like, how? How do we get this victory like this, yo? Like, we finally needed, like, man. I bet you we're going to get them Taharka comments tomorrow. They're going to swear that man what? And then we're going to understand why it don't even make sense dealing with these fools. Watch, they already in the comments trying to get me, yo. Let me tell you, they already in the comments talking about watch this. Look, already. Look,
You in the comments?
Pull up the comments, yo. Let's show the comments already. Watch how they do. Incredible, yo.
Let me fill my screen.
Incredible. 8 comments. Share the screen.
Don't ask me where they be. Where Unc be finding these $2.
Man, yo, I'm saying, that's just the homework. Yo, you know how long we've been doing this? Oh, man, we've been doing this.
Gray Show. This sister was in the chat. Gray Show, brother, be more represent. I think as long as we are building, being mindful, big others, and blah, blah, blah. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'm going to be an X-Man. Just kidding. Okay. Interesting debate argument. Keep taking medical advice from crackheads and criminals.
What'd I say?
Your mother.
Keep reading.
You're inadequate. Learn how to articulate yourself. What adult or doctor uses children's cartoons to explain health to adults? You told them knock it off. And then your understanding is of a 5-year-old. I wanted you to understand.
Sean, all I'm saying is, yo, like if I didn't use the cartoon, yo, they wouldn't understand the immune system, yo. Like they wouldn't have known it, yo. They wouldn't have figured it out, yo. They actually mad because they learned something, yo. Yeah, this was a good one today, bro. That's how Taharka gonna be, yo. He gonna try the same, he gonna do the same shit. Taharka actually think he can get around it, yo. You can't get around that, yo. You cannot get around that, yo. There's no getting around it. God, man, that's the funniest shit ever. Yo. I had never in my life, yo. Wow. Yeah, that's it. Man. All right, yo, where you at, yo? Wait, Sean on here. Hey, look, man. Make sure y'all support all the channels, man. Go back and look at the video. How a pseudo kills himself with his own sources is in play. Crazy. All right, yo, we out of here, man. Pseudo killers on deck, man. Science with Sean, man. Kofi Palisade Research Team and Mossy Clan Warriors, man. Where you at, Sean? Man, Sean is gone, man. So I mean, I get to rock by myself. I get to act a plumb fool on here. Let me tell y'all something over there at Morse TV. As long as y'all live, don't you ever hit my phone talking about you got an expert for me, Mr. Bey. And that guy you had over there that must have snuck into my computer and used all our
my modem reset.
What'd you say, Sean? That shit funny. I'm tripping. That funny.
Nah, my modem had reset, so it kicked me off the internet.
Good. I was clowning. I was over here clowning.
Nah, I know. I heard you on my phone.
Go tell that guy to turn himself in. Go police immediately. See, if I'd have told the person that, they wouldn't believe that, Sean.
Yeah.
I'm going to bed, man. I'm not going to work tomorrow. Nope.
Me too. I got to work too.
Not me. I ain't going. I'm going to sleep. Nope. You got me.
I'm working.
It's 3 o'clock. I ain't working, yo. Need to reset my immune system for them pseudos. Yeah, that was funny, yo. It was a good one, yo. I think I'm gonna get that video right there. That's a good one. I'm gonna get your video, yo. Fritz say ignorance, yo. It ain't even ignorance, yo. It's just bananas, yo. I ain't never seen nothing like that, yo. Have you ever seen something like that before, Sean?
Nah, I ain't never seen nothing like that.
Yo, that was incredible, yo. Right there. You got the wild, you on that, yo. All right, Sean, I'm out, yo.
All right,
All right, peace, man. Subscribe to the channel, man.
All right, everybody. Damn. Okay, that should be a little bit better. All right, anyway, man, listen, I appreciate everybody for tuning in. You know what I'm saying? We kind of went a little extra over the time. Y'all know what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do what I'm going to do, how I'm going to do. You know what I'm talking about? So look out for that Spears of the Mossy, Spear Masters, Volume, Fizzo. You know what I'm saying? Get ready for what SARS-CoV-2 taught me. The book is complete. It's going to come behind Spear Masters immediately because these people need this work. And on that note,